Hey, Trick Class, I'm going to show you how I can get the match the equation of a hyperbola with its graph just from the equation, not actually graphing it with technology. So looking at these equations, if the positive term is x squared, then the hyperbola is going to open left and right, like the first choice and the third choice. But if the positive term is y squared, then the parabola is going to open up or down, like the second and fourth choices. So which is which? How do I know which one is which? So I know that, for instance, that this one, the x squared over 4, that's either going to be here or it's going to be here. Well, the easy way to do it is to determine, in this case, determine if the vertices, if those numbers are off. So what I mean by that is pick a number for, like make y squared be 0. So if y is 0, that means we're on the x-axis. So that's going to be our vertices for the first one and the third one. So if y is equal to 0, if that was gone, I would have x squared divided by 4 is 1. So that means I square something, divide that by 4 and get 1. Well, that means it's got to be positive 2 or negative 2. Right? X squared divided by 4 is 1. So that's the same as saying x squared equals 4 if you multiply this by 4. So x could be 2 or x could be negative 2. So that would be my vertices. Well, if you look at this picture right here, there's a 3, there's 0, so that means that's a 1 and that's a negative 1. All right, and if you look at this other picture that opens left and right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 2, that's a negative 2. So that is the one, this one right here, matches the third one. So I would put that one here. Right, and then that means if you go back up and look at it, this one opens left and right. It has to lead with an x squared. That's got to be that one. Right, and then likewise I can do the same thing for the ones that open up and down. This one's opening up and down, so it has to lead off with a positive y squared. Same for this one. You can see this one is touching the y-axis at 1. This one's touching the y-axis at 2. So pick either one of these. It doesn't matter. Let x be 0. That means we're on the y-axis. So if I make x 0, that term goes away, and I have y squared equals 1. If y squared is 1, then y could be positive 1 or negative 1. So this is the one that goes with y being 1 at the vertex. That goes there. And that means this only one that's left over goes there. All right, we can check our answer, but those vertices, those places where the graph changes direction, are going to be like the key points there. They're going to be on the x or y axis right now in this case, but you can easily tell their values from the equations just by picking, making the other variable 0 and then solving the resulting equation.